Hey YouTube, Sam here. Well, I'm here in my mess of a garage. Mount this up there on that, and I noticed for some reason the slotted holes there are actually on the top, which in theory you should be able to put a couple screws in there, set it down on those slotted holes, tighten it up, and then put a couple down on the bottom holes down here, because the picture shows it hanging this direction. Well, if you look at the picture here, slotted holes are on the bottom and the round holes are on the top. Kind of the way I assume it should be. So, somewhere in the factory, instead of making these holes up here, they put them on the bottom. Now, a couple ways you could fix this. If you really cared which way this was mounted, you could cut these right here, which would give you slots like this, which I may do in the future. One of those things, a little tip and trick here. I have a stud here and a stud here and nothing in between, and I want it mounted right here. So I just found it's actually like an old door off of a cupboard is what it is, but it's plywood. It's strong old plywood. So I went ahead and just stuck that up there. I've drilled the holes, and I'm going to go ahead and screw these into here first. And then I'll be able to set the air tank on there and hopefully tighten those down and be able to get these up in here when all said and done. But I'll show you that. I actually decided I'm going to go ahead and kind of screw these into these upper holes up here just to give it an easier thread, so that when I go to thread these in, it's already kind of pre-threaded. That's what I was afraid of. If I can get this few more threads in, I might be able to get it. So you're going to want to do these a little bit at a time. I'm going to go ahead and back this one off a little bit. I'm still holding up most of the stuff here. Might be easier if you had just a wrench, but I think I will be able to make this work. This makes it a little bit easier. Still holding it up just with my fat gut here. Just go back and forth between the two of these until we're all the way in here. A couple of things here. Put these bottom ones in as far as you can, but still be able to get this on before you get it all the way down. Now, on this back one back here, I think no matter what you do, you're going to wind up with a wrench. Now, this is where these ratcheting wrenches come in really handy. I don't use these very often, but this is one of those places where it's just awesome. And if you guys want like tool reviews and things I use, leave a comment. I really would like to know if that's something you're interested in. I'm probably going to do a few of those kind of things, but depending on these comments will kind of depend on how much I do. Alright. That is on there good. So, a couple things. Don't try anything else but to get yourself some leg bolts and a small ratchet or wrench, ratcheting wrench, even better, because you can, that's loosened. You can get on these things, and this is where they shine, you know. And the other thing, I do think these are a little bit small, but I think it should be perfectly fine in here. This isn't really, I mean, you're pulling on it, but it's not holding a ton of weight back. The other thing, I would go ahead and I just set it on the counter on the back part here and pulled the hose out. I would just do that. It gives you a lot more room. Not to mention when you're lifting it up and down, not having the weight of that hose makes it a bit easier too. So it does just kind of get it out of your way for the most part. Oh no, the heat's going to blow up your hose because it's going to get so hot right there. I don't use that anymore. I got a bigger setup now. A little bit of a testing here. I already pulled it back in. And it does hold itself. Now if you go, you got to listen for the click. If you go past the click, it's just going to roll back. So you got to listen to the click for it to stop. Okay, and then you should be able to pull on it and it should come back. And it does come with a stop the hose from going in. The other thing, according to the way it seems like you're supposed to mount it, and most of the way I see them mounted, this is supposed to be upside down. Wait, that's how dirty my shop is. Holy cow, I got it clean. Anyway, this is supposed to be flipped up here so that it actually goes that way. But a couple things. My air compressor is over that way, so I'll be able to run a short line and run it in here. This is where you hook up your air compressor hose going from your air compressor to here, or whatever line is going from your air compressor to here. That's where you hook that. The other thing, like I said on the picture, I don't know, I'll put it in there somewhere, is on some of my failed part of doing this. But these grooves right here where you just kind of set it on top of there so you can hold it to get these ones in, this should be up here. On the picture it actually shows the groove up here so that you can set it down. So this was made incorrectly. I also talked about a way you can fix that. So anyhow, so far I'm pretty happy with it. I am still yet to use it. I just wanted to get it mounted so I could start using it and see how I liked it. So I wouldn't still call this a review or anything like that. It's more of just a mounting video. This is Sam, jack of all, master of none. Y'all have a good one.